actually right when you look around at various mainstream media news outlets, they aren't covering this in the volume that one might think they should. And you actually point out that in many cases, some of their own reporters may be kind of caught up in this WikiLeaks story, right?
Yeah, so since Friday, WikiLeaks has been releasing almost every day a new batch of emails from now Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta, and there's dozens of stories to come out of this. Correctly, there's emails showing collusion between the State Department and the Clinton campaign. There's emails showing staffers making fun of Rupert Murdoch for raising his kids Catholic, and like you just mentioned, there are emails showing extreme coziness between journalists and the Clinton campaign. And the New York Times, LA Times, Washington Post have all devoted very little coverage to these leaks, which is something that the Clinton campaign would be very happy with, because they've been pushing out this line that these leaks shouldn't be covered, as they claim that the Russian government is behind them. And it should be noted that the United States has not said that the Russian government is behind WikiLeaks. They have said that Russian hackers were behind the hack into the DNC, but that was Lucifer 2.0, and WikiLeaks itself doesn't do hacks. They just release emails that they're given.
Well, it does raise another question, and that is, if your reporter is caught up in this, in these emails supposedly getting close to the Clinton campaign, what do? Do you not cover it? Do you cover it? I mean, as of this time, when we are recording this interview, there really has been no censorship or actions by the networks or by these papers as to this cozy relationship. And let's describe how close they're actually getting. I mean, it's one thing keeping in contact, because a source obviously wants to work the campaign for stories. But where is that line going, and where has it been crossed here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great example, and where it seems it's been crossed is CNBC chief Washington correspondent and New York Times local writer John Harwood, on many occasions in emails to Podesta, would lavish Hillary Clinton's praise. He would email her saying, "Oh, she appeared strong at this rally." In one email, he says Hillary's gone over the hump, and then one email he says, "Watch out for Ben Carson. He could be strong in the general." And I've reached out to CNBC, and they've had no comment on this multiple times, and it seems that these news outlets are fine to keep on reporters that have been exposed for being in Clinton's corner.
And that's the thing. If it were out front, if they flashed it on the screen and said what they were doing when they're on the air, that'd be one thing. But they're putting them on the air under the guise that they're impartial, fair reporters exploring this story, and they're not. They're in the tank for Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah, it's not just that. These aren't reporters these are Huffington Post reporters with think progress ones that are, safe to assume and are pretty obvious about their bias. John Harwood's a very prominent journalist. There's also Mark Leibovich, a New York Times magazine writer. He's described in the leaks as sympathetic by the Clinton campaign, and even gave them veto power over quotes in one of his stories.
Now, I reached out to officials at one of the industry organizations that talks about ethics for journalism, and they said they're in a kind of a quandary on commenting on this stuff because of the WikiLeaks story and the hacked origin of emails. There's no ability to confirm them, and therefore, if they comment on them and go after a Harwood or other one, they may be harming someone who has just been set up here.
Yeah, that's a common attack on these leaks, that they're not authentic, but no one has denied yet a specific email as being inauthentic. They have just said, "Oh, we'll look into these. They may be altered." But the Clinton campaign has yet to deny the specific authenticity of some of these emails. Hillary Clinton, in the debate, in fact, defended a speech transcript that was released in these WikiLeaks, essentially confirming the validity of the content.
The Lincoln line, right? The one where...
Yes, exactly.
They're having a private...
The WikiLeaks release.
This is having a private opinion at the same time having a different public opinion or thought on an issue that is described in one of these WikiLeaks. She goes and cites Abraham Lincoln and convincing the states to vote against slavery, and then, of course, Trump came back, honest Abe. He didn't lie, and then that kind of made that memorable moment there. But, okay, so